Here we are again, just another day in the life of a wannabe beekeeper. I finally decided on a location to put my beehives. I think you would all agree there's really not any spot that's going to be 100% perfect. So weighing all the pros and cons of each of the locations that we talked about in the last video, I think I finally come up with what I think fits most of that criteria. I have to say, I struggled on this one. It makes me nervous, and all I want to do is do right by the bees and set myself up to be successful. So I've stressed about this a lot. Now that I've made the decision, I'm hopeful that it's correct and I'm not ending up moving these hives at some time in the near future. My favorite location was that fenced-in area nearest the house. But when I discovered that there's actually sprinkler heads in that fenced-in area, I just decided that the water and beehives probably weren't going to play well together. So I had to come up with one of my other choices. As I thought about it, the other two locations that we looked at the last time, there were just more cons than pros for me. So I chose a completely different location. And the reason I chose it, number one, it will be in full sun. Since I intend to raise my bees treatment-free, that, from my understanding, will be a plus. I also have a building very near that I can use to store all of my beekeeping equipment. The other thing is there is a water hydrant. That way I have a water source to water all of the bee-friendly plants that I intend to plant around the hive area. I had the bright idea to use a spare horse stall mat to go under my beehive stands, not even taking into consideration how much these things weigh. Do you know how heavy a horse stall mat is? I've spent most of the morning trying to roll this thing into position, and I still have a few feet left to go.
Where there's a will, there's a way, right? This is quite the job, even for Lady Hercules.
The stall mat is in place, and I'm happy to report I did not die as a result of moving it there. Next up, I'm going to run and get the hive stand and set that on top of it. This is getting exciting. Here is that awesome beehive stand sitting in place. I do have a question though. This is sitting a little bit out of level. The front edge of it is maybe 3/4 of an inch to 1/2 of an inch lower than the back. Is that going to be a problem for me, or should I shim those front legs? My very first beehive. I cannot believe that we finally got to this point. Next up, in this area, I am going to be doing some rototilling and cleaning this all up and planting some bee-friendly plants, both flowering and some different herbs that are known to discourage mites and other pests that could be detrimental to the health of the bees. Thanks so much for watching. In the next one, I will just be going over the bee-friendly plants and herbs that I intend to plant around this beehive area. So I hope you'll join me for that one. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and as always, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.